Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Glory Days episode, or not episode, I think we're up to day seven. Day seven. Joining me on the couch today, I have Felipe Diaz from Colombia. He's the under-23 women's coach. Welcome, Pipe.
Welcome. Thank you very much. So thank you very much for stay here with us.
And next to him, we have Catalina Chica Perez Parkinson.
Oh. Hola, ¿cómo están todos?
Thanks for joining us, Cata. And then obviously we've got Bob Marley Parkinson on the end there.
Always a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Big day of hockey, guys. Massive day. I want to start just by looking at a few of the stats and updating everyone on where we're at in terms of how our exposure for underwater hockey is going. So we've now had 723,642 minutes of hockey that's been watched.
Woo!
Well, I mean, most of that is just you and me on the couch, Stu, so there's a few hockey games in there, but...
Yeah, a couple of other people watching it, but that's it.
I think half of that is from Colombia too.
Yeah, if you sat down and watched that in a row, it would take you 1 year and 137 days to get through all the watching that's been done. So it's an impressive amount of viewing. So that's 88,265 views. We've got now over 1,500 subscribers to the YouTube channel. 7,488 comments, of which 392 have been about beards. Stu?
Congratulations, my friend. Well done.
Glorious, majestic, hairy beards.
Then the split, it's a dead heat battle at the moment with the viewership. 16% from Colombia, 16% from Australia, 16% from Argentina as the three biggest viewing nations.
Yeah.
And then if you actually break that down into population comparisons, I think Australia's on top there, mate.
Well, we have to win something, don't we?
Yeah.
The Facebook page now over 2,000 followers. Our reach this week sitting at 193,416 people. This week, we've had 350,950 engagements on the Facebook page. So that's posts, likes. So it's great publicity for the sport, and it's great to see the kind of numbers that we're getting happening. I'm not falling into the trap I had this morning where Stuart was ruining my filing system.
His filing system was shit this morning, so hopefully it'll be better tonight.
So let's have a look at some of the results today. Quarterfinals day started off with two absolute nail-biters at the first two games of the day, both going to extra time, both the North American showdowns. We had the Canadians versus the USA in under-19 men's and under-23 men's. The under-19s went to extra time, with the Canadians knocking one in the second half of extra time. The under-23s went to golden goal, sudden death, extra time, and the USA getting up there in the end. But it was a fantastic way to start the morning, Stu.
Yeah, it was, from a competitive point of view. From a commentary point of view, when you're half asleep, you've got like 2 or 3 coffees in your head, and you're just trying to wake up after calling 7 days straight of 12 hours a day. Not the best way to start a day, I can guarantee you that. You're sitting there and you're literally, like trying to come up with words to just sort of like describe this titanic battle that's happening, and at the same time fighting every single physiological thing that's basically asking you to go back to sleep. So, it was a real nail-biter both those games.
And then, so let's stick in the under-19s divisions at the moment. So, New Zealand got over South Africa 4-2 in a tight game. GB took care of Argentina 6-0. And then the Colombian under-19 boys, tough day in the office for Andreas and the boys there with a
tough
2-1
day,
loss.
but this is a game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and it's final, so everything changes.
Yeah, no, but look, it was a valiant effort from both teams there, and Australia just getting their nose in front 2-1 there, reversing the decision from the round robin. So well done to Steve and his boys, and good luck to them tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Looking then, we had France took care of Canada. And then the under-19 boys bounced back this afternoon with a really good victory over Canada there, a 5-2 victory for Andreas and the boys tonight. So that's a really good one. And Argentina and South Africa played with with South Africa getting up there. So looking at the under-19 men's division tomorrow, Stu, as we go into the semi-finals, we have some tough games happening there. So 2:30 in the afternoon, Great Britain against New Zealand. Some tips from the couch. How do you think that game will go, Pipe?
So
who's going to win?
19 men's, Great Britain versus New Zealand. Who do you think?
New Zealand. I mean, it's going to be a hard game on the wall for GB maybe. But New Zealand has strong in the swimming moment. So, I mean, I told you a couple of minutes how this tournament is getting better.
And level and everything.
Yeah. All the new tournament is more close the team more stronger. The guys is more clean in the mind and clean in the game. So all the semi-final is gonna be awesome.
Yeah. So the other semi-final there, Stu, is France versus Australia. The Aussie boys obviously building some pretty good momentum.
Yeah, they're definitely the dark horse, I think, in the under-19 men's division. And, going off the kind of game they displayed against Colombia, no one is going to be able to write the Aussies off. Obviously, the French carrying a lot more general form into this game against the under-19 Australian lads. But it's anyone's game to win. And it's going to be interesting to see the two very different styles playing off for a position in the final there, Nick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It should be an exciting game. So then we'll go to the under-19 women's now. A massive game in there today for Sergio and the girls, getting up 1-0 in extra time, wasn't it, against the US of A.
Yeah, so at the end we won. Was pretty good, but that was a pretty hard game considering in the round robin we beat them like kind of easily. But this is definitely finals on, yes.
Yeah,
en español.
En español, ok. Sí, fue un gran juego para nosotros. También las niñas sub-19 al jugar 2 round robins están súper cansadas, pero finalmente logramos ganar, que es lo importante, ir a las semifinales del día de mañana we playing against which team tomorrow?
So tomorrow we've got New Zealand against the Colombian girls at 1:40 in the afternoon. A very tough New Zealand team.
I didn't know that one.
So, Pipe, do you have some tips for Colombia against New Zealand tomorrow in the under-19 women's?
Oh, New Zealand don't like really much the wall, so maybe stay more close to the wall is gonna be good. I mean, online too in Colombia.
Yes, I know.
The bicho, So I mean, it's more stay more longer on the wall. Just careful when the New Zealand is gonna be open the game.
Yeah, they've obviously got some fast swimmers there, Stu. A couple of your favourites: Paris, Phoenix, Georgia. I mean,
your
the list goes
favorite
on.
ones.
Yeah, I love those girls. They're all very fast and they're absolute goal machines. Watching them play, you can barely pick them up on the camera. They're that fast. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the Colombian girls go tying those ladies down. But again, it's finals hockey, and really you can set a standard in the round robin, but that really doesn't mean much in finals. So it's Colombia's game to win just as much as it is the Kiwis. So it'll be a good game.
Yeah, absolutely. So then we'll go to the women's 23. The other under-19 game tomorrow for the girls is Australia against South Africa, which is going to be a nail-biter. In the round robin, the first game, I think South Africa won 1-0, and the second game was a 1-1 draw. So that is set to be probably, for me, one of the games of the day.
Yes, definitely one of the games of the day. A game to watch, definitely.
Yeah. So then let's slip to the women's 23 division, something that Pipe should be able to tell us
I'm all right.
So big day there today with a lot of games going down again. So New Zealand getting over Canada this morning. Stu, you and I called that one. 2 goals from Whitney coming out in that one. 2 goals away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to put myself in a corner. I don't like to box myself into just Whitney. But it was 2 goals away from a song being played. So I'm not sure if it was a good thing or a bad thing that we didn't get to 14 goals and play a song on that game. But anyway, long story short, it was 12-0. I was getting a little bit excited, but I was let down in the end. So.
Yeah, I was certainly getting emotional in there for the Canadian girls playing with 8. It was a tough contest, and they've put in a fantastic effort this tournament, Pipe, playing with only 8 players the whole time.
Yeah, it's hard, man, So you need 12 people in the team because it's a specific, this kind of sport, So, I mean, it's very good. Canadian bring one team with 8 people because the underwater hockey for the girls need more teams. So
but it's actually 8 or 7?
No, 8.
They have 8.
They have 8.
They have 8 total.
Yeah. So that means it's fantastic because all the teams come, so they are grow up maybe in the future.
And I think that's a good message that we should relay to all our Dutch viewers out there, with the Dutch not bringing any teams to this tournament because
Spain.
not enough
We're
players,
missing
all too
Spain.
young. There's a few girls on the USA team who are only 13, and there's a few countries here playing with 7, 8, 9 players.
Yep.
So it just shows, and they're still being competitive. So it just shows if you want to develop the junior hockey in your country, then you need to come to Worlds, because this is the place where people learn and people get experience.
You know, we are talking with the guys. We say enjoy this moment because this is like a high school for the underwater hockey. So this is the moment donde sorry, I'm changing with the Spanish word. So I mean.
Bit of Spanglish, it's
yeah,
all right.
Spanglish. Thank you. So I mean, that is like a moment when you are young. So I really lost this moment when I was young for underwater hockey. So if any country want to develop your country like Argentina, that is very good because they come with the first words for young team. So maybe in the future there is more players in Argentina for sure.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And you look, everyone sort of thought, oh, Argentina, first time here, they're going to be the easy beats and just roll over. And they've knocked off some big teams. Under 23 women beat the under 23 French women for Argentina. The under 19 boys beat the Australian under 19 boys. Like, they've had a cracking comp, and obviously head coached by Sebastian Lugo from Colombia. So, you know, he must be absolutely wrapped with how those teams are going. So, look, tip of the hat or the headband. To Lugo for doing a fantastic job, and for
Hola, Lugo.
and to all those
Well done, my
Argentinian
friend, well
supporters
done.
back home for cheering on their teams and helping them to get here with all the support from family and friends. So it's a fantastic effort. So well, let's finish up that under 23 women's division. GB over France 3-1 was an interesting result for me, Stu. I really thought the French girls might have had that one.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that one.
Yeah, it's always a close contest between those two countries, regardless of what division we're talking about. And yeah, I mean, well done for that result. Like, as you said, a little bit against the grain, a little bit against the flow. But as we keep on saying, finals hockey, that's just what it's all about.
And I think the other surprising result there, South Africa coming up with a win, but I think Brent would be scratching his head a little bit. Pipe, South Africa only beating Argentina 3-0.
Oh, wow.
So you tell before is the semi-final, man. So all the team make sure everything. If you lost the game, you lost the tournament. So everyone is more carefully with everything is gonna doing. So I think that is happened with Argentina and South Africa.
And happy with the result for your girls today. Colombia getting over Australia in a 2-1.
For sure, we are in the semi-final. So that's a very good point. I told you. So all the game is gonna be close. So we won. So that is fantastic for us.
So the two semi-finals are there tomorrow, Stu. We've got the NZ versus GB girls in game number 190 at 4:10. And then game number 191, South Africa against Colombia.
Whoa.
Pipe, plans, tips, insights for us on what will be the results for those two games tomorrow?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much for my family, for my mom, for being
What's
together.
the score going to be, mate? What's the score going to be?
I
So,
say
guys-
2-0 for Colombia.
Yeah, and in the New Zealand-Great Britain game?
Ooh, I would say 4-1 for New Zealand.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe bet there, I think, but it'll be interesting to see how those games unfold tomorrow. Then let's finish up with the men's 23s division. Big day of semi-finals there, obviously being
yes.
a 10-team draw. So looking at the results there for the under-23 men's, we had the Canada-USA golden goal extra time game this morning to contest 9th and 10th place, and that just shows how close this competition is when you've got those teams right at the bottom really fighting it out. Turkey made easy work of Argentina 12-0. The France-South Africa game, absolute nail-biter, 1-0 win to the French.
Oh, wow.
With a
that's good
disallowed
game.
goal to the South Africans inside a minute
goal.
and a half left in the game.
Yeah, the French beating South Africa.
French.
South Africa had a goal disallowed with about 30 seconds to go.
That happened to
tie it up.
Colombian too. Like 2 minutes to go with the under-19 boys. 1 goal disallowed, and then Australia.
Yeah, so look, I
scored.
think Hendry and his boys put everything they had into that, and the French probably scraping through on that one. New Zealand getting over GB 5-0. And then we had the Colombia-Australia game where Kata, your Colombian boys tonight, getting up 4-0 over my Australian
yes,
boys.
this
You
is my
outcoached
boys. Yeah.
The first.
This
the,
is the work,
first, yeah.
my hard work for an hour before the game I have done to beat the Australians. So this is great. So tomorrow we meet into the Turkish. Yes.
Bit of Turkish delight on the menu tomorrow for the Colombians.
Yeah, so looking at the under-23 men's semi-finals tomorrow. The first one, Turkey versus Colombia. Now, it's really going to be a battle of the brawn against the piranha there.
Yes.
It's the big bodies against
Yes.
the little nippers.
But I think if they can do the game they do today, it's gonna be a very interesting game to watch and see what
Pipe
happens.
has a prediction. He
no,
just,
no. It's fun. They love it play together. All the semifinals been together, so it's a classic game. So that's love it to be stronger. So
Yeah.
I mean, for me, Colombia is gonna be win.
It's
Sorry,
gonna
man.
win.
Thank you. Colombia is gonna be win, but you know it's a game. So I think so. The team won this game is gonna be the champion.
oh, that's a big call, Stu. You heard it here first. The team that wins the Turkish-Colombia semi-final is going to be the victor of the under-23 men's division.
Yeah, it's a
the
big call, Pipe.
That's what we like, controversy on the Glory Days couch.
Yes.
Gets the viewers, it draws them in.
Sorry, New Zealand.
Yeah, look, Matt Hart's dad bod just not going to be able to carry them over the line in that game. And then the second semi-final, New Zealand against France in what is probably for me the battle of the two fittest teams in the division, Stu.
Yeah, I mean, thinking back into the elite men's history, the last few world championships, the two times in the last 4 worlds, I want to say, so 2008 and 2013, when New Zealand and France have gone off head-to-head in the grand final, both times the French have beaten New Zealand. So fierce competition between those two countries every single time they play. Both of those two countries, as you said, Nico, bringing a lot of fitness to this competition. And, quite different styles. So it's anyone's game again, and I wouldn't even be able to pick who's going to win that one.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to who can wrestle control and get their game plan off. I think the French will come in, for my tip, trying to stifle the Kiwi movement, because the Kiwis, as we've seen on the score sheet, put in twice as many goals as any other team with 80 goals for the latter. So the French have really got to stop that scoring game. I think if they can bottle it up and stop the Kiwis from being able to move the puck, which is a pretty standard kind of French approach. They've been trying to do it for the Aussies for decades. I think if they can execute that game plan, they'll win. But if the Kiwis manage to keep the game flowing and get the puck out into the open, for me, that'll be a victory for them, because I really don't think the French can match them out there. So that's the last one there. That's the last of our semi-finals tomorrow. There's a few other games going on in the seeding ranks tomorrow, which will be worth checking out. So we've got GB versus USA in the under-19 women's in the morning. South African 19 men's against the Colombian 19 men's in the morning. So a big game for Andreas and his boys to try and lock down 5th place.
Sure.
And then going on in the other court, Argentina and Canada in the men's 19 for a 7th, 8th battle. Canada versus Australia for a 5th, 6th battle in the women's. And Argentina versus South Africa for 7th and 8th in the under-23 men's, and my boys against GB for a 5th and 6th in the under-23 men's in the other court. And those games actually could be really important. If we look to where the next World's potentially being in Europe, potentially ending up having 12 teams in each division, if it goes to splitting it to fit in the number of games, with 12 teams, that's 48 teams attending if we end up with 12 in each division. They'll have to split that into 2 pools, which will mean it'll be 6 against 6. And then where you're seated is going to become very important, because it might mean everyone in this group or everyone in this group. So it's really important for the teams to close out this competition strong, Stu.
Yeah, well, as you just explained, mate, like even if you come out of the medals, it's still important to finish strong and swim the competition out, play it out, and give your best effort in every game. And it will be interesting to see where everyone ends up. Long story short, as we've already discussed over this whole competition, it's certainly not all about winning. So, tip of the hat to those guys that have a chance at getting a medal in this comp, and well done to the rest for putting on amazing performances over the last 7 days.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, look, Kata and Pipe, thanks for joining us on the couch.
Thank you, everyone.
Vamos
Good luck
Colombia
tomorrow.
with 3
Vamos
teams
Colombia.
in the semi-finals.
Hey, Nick, I would like to say something.
Absolutely. I was
Thank
just
you.
about to offer that.
Yeah. No, I would like to say thank you very much for all your staff, because the guys on the door, the guys on the camera, the referees, the guys in the office, everyone is very friendly and very happy. Thank you guys for making this big party, underwater hockey party. So, I would like to say that. And hi, Danny. Hi, Mom. Thank you.
And a message in Spanish for your Colombian fans back home?
Sí, claro, ¿por qué no?
Para los equipos mañana.
Sí, para todos los jugadores de Colombia, estamos en semifinales, es un paso más y tenemos que mantenernos firmes en que estamos disfrutando este torneo. A todos en Colombia, gracias por todo el apoyo en estos momentos, todos los mensajes que mandan a nuestros jugadores para mantenernos felices. Ya llegó Lugo y se está acabando el programa. It's finished the TV show, so.
Hey, saludes.
Entonces estamos muy contentos que nuestros equipos sigan creciendo. So we are very happy. Colombia is grew up all the tournament. So that's it for us.
Thanks, Pipe. It's been a pleasure having all of you here, and certainly a pleasure to get you onto the Glory Days. Lugo, back on the couch,
Hello.
always just sneaking into the camera.
Yes, always.
Just can't help himself. A little showboat.
You know, he's checking the ass on the deck.
Yeah.
Like
Modeling all the time,
Oh.
Lugo.
like a model. He's the model guy.
Always strutting his stuff on the pool deck. A few games tomorrow for Argentina. Lugo, you've got Canada in the under-19 men's in the morning.
Yep.
The boys excited? Are they ready for
Yeah.
their last game?
Sí, ellos están muy emocionados y quieren estar entre los primeros 7 del mundo.
And Kata and Pipe, I don't know if you caught the Glory Days last night, but Lugo made a very big announcement that coaching Argentina is disgusting.
It's
No,
actually what he
¿por
says.
qué? Ay,
He tried to
claro.
say
He was
exhausting,
trying
but
to say
accidentally
exhausting,
called
but he came out
Argentina
with
disgusting.
disgusting.
So,
So, you know, we come with the guys for learning English. So thank you for teaching the guy.
yeah, no, that's the least I could do, given
Teaching
how
English
fast I
as
talk
well.
normally.
You
So
have done a good job teaching English, organizing tournament, everything.
everything is happening. No, Stu, highlight of the tournament so far?
Good question.
Oh my God, I've caught
Oh,
Stu,
I think-
Stu with no words. This is the first time all tournament.
I know. No, all his
So
life.
far, my highlight for the tournament. Sorry, Australia, as the Colombians beating Australia today. That was a very well executed game. Closely followed by the 6-1 victory the Turks had over the Kiwis in the round robin. But because it was finals hockey today, I really liked the game the Colombians played against the Aussies today.
Yeah, they definitely brought their A game in there today. It was an impressive win for them, and I really hope they carry that through to the next couple of games.
I hope too.
Yeah.
That we can do it
Coach
tomorrow.
Katter in charge. I'm sure
And the
they will
new
be
coach
fine.
of the under 23. Hi boys, I'm here. I love you.
Cool. All right, guys, we better wrap this up. I've got to head up to the Federations meeting, which I'm
too.
sure you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
are
we
coming
have
to
to.
as well as we go. Not only do we come here, play hockey and talk a lot of shit on the couch, but we also go and have a few meetings with get the federations together and look at how to plan the future of junior development in the sport around the world. And Toma from the CMAS Commission has arrived today. Tristan is here, and then a representative from each federation will come up
We'll
and
be
we'll
there.
have a big discussion about what's happening in junior hockey. So
Yes, sure.
it's going to be a long night. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Oh.
And
Oh, yeah.
I love
we'll
that.
I'll see you in the morning, Stu, for the glory moments. And until then, tune in. All the games are there.
Good
Catch up on
night.
today's activities, and
Good
we'll chat
luck
tomorrow.
tomorrow for everyone.
Ciao, ciao.
Bring on the finals. Cheers, guys.